In this video, you're going to learn the 5-step subnetting process. This is what you run through every single subnetting question so that you get it right and you're not frustrated and you're wondering where do you start. This will help you smoothly transition and get the answer correctly. So first, you need to find the interesting octet, then the subnet mask or the CIDR row on the cheat sheet, then the block size, the correct range, and then the next subnet. So let me walk you through what that means. Now, typically, they give you the IP address and the subnet mask. It's a lot of numbers, and it can be confusing to know where to start. But luckily, there is only one number that changes that you have to be focused on. There are I'm going to walk you through 3 different ways to figure out which number to focus on. Now, when they give you the subnet mask, all you have to do is find the first one without 255 underneath it. When on exam day, when they give me this IP address and the subnet mask, I literally write the subnet mask directly under the IP address so that I'm not making any mistakes. And then I circle the one that has the first one that doesn't have 255 underneath it. This is the easiest way to figure out the subnet mask. The interesting octet, the one that you will be focusing on to answer the questions. All the rest of the numbers, surprisingly, stay the same, so you can ignore them. They're not even there. Now, if they give you the CIDR, that's a little bit different. So one of the best things about subnetting is that it's only going to be either this one, or this one. Now, these numbers will not be on your exam day, but you can memorize them, or you can just stick to the defaults of knowing that 8/8 is A, /16 is B, and /24 is C. So what I like to do is I'll go either A, B, C, or go 8, 16, 24. So like example here, down here is 26. So I would go 8, 16, 24, and 26 is closest to 24. So I know that this is the interesting octet. Now, if that didn't make sense, don't worry. We'll get a lot more practice later. And the last way to figure out what interesting octet is to just know the default classes. So know class A is 0 to 127, B is 128 to 191, and C is 192 to 223. If you can't memorize that, just know in the subnetting cheat sheet, the ranges are built into the sheet. Here we have A, which is 0 to 127, B is 128 to 191, and C is 192 to 223. So just remember that that's A, B, C. That will help you if you need to figure out the ranges. You also need to know the default subnet mask, and that's just something you're just going to have to remember. Typically, it's just 3 zeros, 2 zeros, and 1 zero is how I like to memorize it, but that's just another way to figure out. So once you get the interesting octet, the next thing we need to do is figure out what row on the subnet cheat sheet do we need to focus on to get all of our answers. Remember, we're stressed, we're rushing, we're on exam day, and we just need something quick, not too much thinking. So this is a subnetting cheat sheet, and we know that this is the interesting octet. Next, we need to figure out which row will represent all the answers we need to answer the questions. When they give you the subnet mask, all you have to do is find it in the column, the subnet column, and that's it. So this row has everything you need to answer a multitude of questions. But for now, let's move to step 3, which is to find the block size. The block size is 64. What is a block size? So you know how the IP addresses are broken up into random looking groups, but it's not random. It's very methodical. And you need to block size to figure out how to divide those IP addresses into groups. And you do that with the block size. So we found that for this particular IP address with this IP mask, the block size is 64. So what you would do is you would write 0 plus 64 is 64, plus 64 is 128, plus 64 is 192, plus 64 is 256. Which if you look here, 0, 64, 128, 192, and the next one would be 265 256 if we had it, but there's no such. Okay, so now the next step you need to figure out is For this IP address, which group does it belong in? Because each of these has a network, a first, a last, and a broadcast, but you need to figure out which is the appropriate group. Now, on exam day, you won't have any of this. In fact, you'll just have this over here. So if you're looking at these numbers ending in 0, 64, 128, 192, 256, under which group does this 19 belong? It's this one. So now you can ignore all those other numbers, except the final step is to find the next subnet, and then you are ready to calculate. So I like to write N for network, F for first, L for last, and B for broadcast. And now we can calculate everything we need to answer whatever question they give us. So we know broadcast is one less than the next, so that's 63. Last is one less than broadcast, so that's 62. And first is one more than network. And if you look here, that's the range. So we have network, this is the network, and this one is the broadcast. And you can use this to answer all the questions, any question they give you for the IP address and the subnet mask. We will go through some examples later, but I just wanted to walk you through the entire process first so that you can get comfortable with it. But we're going to get on to subnetting class C, class B, class A, and so forth and so on. I know this seems like it's a lot, but on exam day, you will whiz through it. It's quickly. Just learning it takes a lot longer than actually doing it. So don't get discouraged, because I'm going to go show you a grand overview of everything, and you'll see how quick it is to subnet. All right, see you in the next video.